everyone's going to chime in on something, and then it leads to that becoming the topic that we suddenly be discussing on. So I said I could give you a listen here this morning. It's been a pretty interesting week this week, I would say. Lots has happened this week, and you may want to chime in on some of the happenings that took place this week, and you can certainly have the option of doing so. I beg of you to keep your comments short, please. Please. Short and to the point. You can do so. And, probably this morning you want to talk about incidents that may have occurred. Lots of incidents get overshadowed from time to time. For some reason or the other, they get overshadowed, and they may not have gotten the notice, I would say, of other incidents that may occur during the course of this week. And you may want to highlight that this morning. That'll certainly be welcomed. So the number to call, 435-2041. I beg of you once again, keep your comments short and to the point, and let's have a smooth flow of things this morning. Let's take our very first caller. Caller, good morning and welcome. How are you?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Telesford. Greetings.
Good morning to you, sir.
My challenge this morning is to the hierarchy of the organ established by the state of Grenada and the so-called Constitution. And I say so-called until we have our own Constitution written with a Constitution Act. I am a visually impaired person, totally blind. I have no problem with that. I don't feign. But that's my destiny. It doesn't mean that because I am blind, that I had to stay cloaked up in a house and hidden. No, I am a man with balls. So I face the world. I've learned the tricks of survival because I have interest in living. According to international law, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities, Mr. Telesford, people like me have unimpeded accessibility wherever, in whichever country of the world, because there are no boundaries that it relates to that convention. Mr. Telesford, years on ending, I've been having, I speak on my behalf because I have the capacity to do so, but I am sure, although not very many, there are visually impaired people and even people with very little vision that move about to do things for themselves because they don't want people to know that they're suffering from visual impairment. I am proud to say it, I am blind. My problem is, Mr. Telson, has been constantly over the years is my accessibility on the sidewalks of Grenada. I want to urge the chief of police, and you know something, I have to comment this too. They refuse to talk to me in the hierarchy of the police. They're putting me on to numbers where nobody is, pardon. They're always occupied. You leave messaging and they refuse to talk to me, so I had about it out on radio for everybody to hear, all and sundry. The sidewalks of Grenada becoming more and more, and they've cleaned it twice prior because they did say that it was illegal. I heard it. No people clogging up the sidewalks. The only thing that are not on the sidewalks are divan bed and Morris chairs. I'm talking about nicely made, crafted Grenadian wooden chairs for relaxing. Morris chairs, we used to call it. That's what I still know. Listen, Mr. Telesford, this is getting unbearing. They're putting now umbrellas on the side of the road. I am 6 feet tall and I walk with my head up. I have to walk with my head up, lest I may bounce my head first if I had to collide with anything before my chest. And so umbrella ribs plunging into my face. A couple mornings ago on the sidewalk on Halifax Street between Bayreuth and Farm and Garden. One of these umbrellas that were already damaged plunged into my face mask and entangled with the filter on my face mask. Just imagine that, Mr. Telesford. In the corner where General Commodities I talked to here on the north of Hillsborough Street, in that corner there between Hillsborough and Halifax. There's another one there, straight into my eyes you talk, and nobody doing anything about it. I have to click on the side walls of the building for my guidance and bearings. I can go into any store in St. George's I want because I know the place. But I cannot get into the stores because people blocking the entrances. Now what is this? This contravenes Article 9 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities, and it also contravenes the Bill of Rights of our said so-called Constitution. And therefore my call this morning to the hierarchy of the Royal Grenada Police Force, you hear that? The Royal Grenada Police Force, while we catch your royal asses in this here country, to get on this, clean the streets of St. George's vehicle. Listen, I crossed the road from north to south on Granby as I wind up here. And what do I collide with? I touched it, and so on. I managed to recognize that it was a lighting tower, well folded up, but parked right on the corner on the sidewalk. What is that? I'm going along Halifax and pardon Melville Street, tacking along the sidewalks because that's what I have to do for my guidance. And I'm colliding with a vehicle I learned afterwards, a police vehicle. Now, what is that, Mr. Tellisford? What is happening in this country? They are violating my rights to accessibility. Therefore, I call on through the Ministry of National Security and the police force to do what they have to do and clean the sidewalk, because even more people that can see suffering on the sidewalk. This has to end. Thank you very much and have a nice day, will you?
Thank you also, Mr. Rolo, for popping in and stating your concern this morning. And I certainly understand your plight, and it's a cause for concern. And even folks like myself who may not have any disability in current with your nature, it is a problem at times. So you're trying to walk, and folks who are on the sidewalks who are plying their trade, to say, and it's sometimes it's tough to navigate, even though I may not possess a disability of your nature, and I certainly understand where you're coming from. Certainly hope the authorities, one of these mornings, what the folks in the authorities would pop in, who are able to look into this, especially maybe the police, with even the community relations department. They are probably on one of the. They should be back with us sometime next week, and probably will raise the question with them about what you are alluding to. Let's go back to the phone line and take another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome. How are you? Good morning to you, caller.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you doing?
I'm pretty fine. Yes, my concern this morning is the Paradise Bridge.
What's wrong with the Paradise Bridge?
Yeah, there was digging the bridge a couple weeks ago concerning, they said they put in a camera and fixing up the street light. I went on the bridge watching something by the river, sit down on the bridge. And every time a big truck pass, you feel the vibration of the bridge.
Yes.
You understand?
But it's a pretty old bridge too, huh?
Yes, it's bridges over 200 years. And government come, government go, and nobody focusing on this bridge. You understand? If this bridge collapsed today, there is no way you could pass more than to cross the river. Because Granby Bridge need fixing, and nobody don't care about this bridge. Regardless to who come in office, nobody care about Granby Bridge, nobody care about Paradise Bridge. And if we have an emergency, let's say for the fire truck dare not pass in Maribor Road to go Mountain, to come on that side, because the fire truck is too big for the corners in Mountain Bridge, like going from Maribor area. So we need the government to focus on the bridges.
All right.
You understand?
All right.
You have people coming, let them check the bridge, because the bridge is designed for this big trailer truck and them. Sometimes you see 5 big containers coming up, one behind the other. I say, oh God, I will kill the bridge today. Right. Long time when the excavator and them used to pass, they used to go down in Martin Land by the river there and come up, cross below the bridge and come up the river road and go on the main road. They never used to pass on the bridge. Little girl go right up on you there in the river, you see this big excavator coming through the river. It didn't used to pass on the bridge, now the excavator passing on top trailer truck, which is double load for the bridge. So any day, I might close my eye today or tomorrow, but I know this bridge ain't going to last.
All right, caller.
I didn't design for this kind of load bringing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And certainly an important point being raised there by the caller about the bridge. And hope someone in the authority is listening this morning, and something could be done about that. We have heard, of course, the past administration talk about repairing those bridges, but nothing has been done. And I certainly hope this new administration is who is in right now will be able to do something about the bridges. We did get the PM to talk about the infrastructure, and certainly hope all of these problems could be rectified. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome.
I would support Mr. Rolo. I am not blind. I'm reasonably old, but I'm not too old to move about. Many occasions, I tried to pass on the streets of St. George's. And these umbrellas, if you are not well, your sight is not good, you have a tendency to bounce up on these umbrellas. And even if you don't bounce up on them, people attack you if you stand up 1 second or 2 seconds talking to a friend. The people who are selling, some of them trying to pass on the sidewalk with the pastor at the shoving. In fact, one chap who knows me, I was standing and he attacked me, telling me, get up, like push his thing. I was talking to a stranger from abroad. Now this is a serious thing. Who would be responsible for, let's say, an umbrella blind your eyes? It's a serious thing. These people and them, or some of them, or the majority of them, supposed to be removed from the sidewalk. Government has the right to put them into areas as markets, established marketplace. I'm not talking about the tongue market. Maybe they can buy up other places and distribute them evenly about the different areas in the St. George's City. Because everybody wants to sell to make a money, and people are sending things for these people because they know the condition of the people in Grenada, the poor condition under which we exist. So I don't want people to take them out and run them and have nowhere to put them. But they're supposed not to be on that street, on these streets and them. Even in Grenville, it's the same thing. So we have to get established market or established markets in other places. We have a lot of buildings that are abundant in certain areas, and we can use some of them to make little areas where people can sell. Or in fact, we have a lot of vacant places in St. George's where houses have been broken down, walls have been broken down, where you could rent them. The government could rent them or let people pay a small sum and take out these people from the street. They are barring people's stores, their shops and so on. And they are barring people for easy access into the street.
All right, caller.
By walking and so on and so on. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution this morning. And the caller is certainly right, you know. You know, I always thought maybe government is about time, because this complaint is not new to none of us here on this island about, you know, the sidewalk vending. And maybe a particular area could be taken up and put there for vendors to use to ply their trade instead of being on the sidewalks. The sidewalk is already limited. The tongue of St. George is already small as it is, and with the amount of traffic and so forth, you can't walk in the road. So maybe, you know, as the caller said, probably there's a building somewhere that is vacant and could be used for the purpose like that. Maybe government could look into that. Let's take a look. I guess we lost that caller. 435-2041. 435-2041. We're going to take this caller and see what's up. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome. Is it me or is it the caller? Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, caller. How are you?
Yes. That complaint that Citizen Rollo made this morning is not something new, you know.
I know.
This thing has been going on for a long, long time. He has an eye problem, a sight problem, as he always say. How about people with sight having the same problem? There are people who have the good eyes like me and the good feet like me, and they could walk, and they're having a problem. So imagine for him. And I think it's time that the authorities do something for the citizens of this country with these vendors and them in St. George's there. I lived for many, many years in town, as we used to say. And I never see this degradation of a town. I've never seen that. The buses, when they used to park in the market, they were removed for that very same problem because of the congestion. So the pedestrians had a free way to pass to go in the market and do whatever they were doing. But the buses were removed. They make a place for them. They could do the same thing for the vendors. Let all the vendors congregate in the same place and leave the town free for people to pass. I live in the town for many, many years. And now I have no encouragement to go in town. It's like going through some labas. It's like treading through some, I don't know. I can't even find the right word to name it.
All right, caller.
Right?
Point taken, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Thank you so much for your contribution. Folks, we drew for a break. Let's take that break. And when we come back, we will certainly entertain more of your contributions this morning here on To The Point. We're coming right back.
The National Insurance Scheme continues to make it easy to access our services using the MyNIS online platform. Now we're introducing a new feature that allows you to submit your benefit claims from the convenience of your smart devices. No paper, no hassle. All you have to do is log in to my.nisgrenada.org. Select claims, fill out the relevant information, and click submit. We'll take it from there. It's that simple and that easy. Submit a claim from the comfort of your home as you rest and recuperate. Enjoy the convenience of faster claim processing and monitor the status of your claim every step of the way. We are excited to introduce this new feature to better serve you. NIS is changing the game and the way you make your claim. Access anywhere and anytime with MyNIS Online.
You mentioned the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low folder.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us.
Welcome back to The Point for today, Friday, the final edition of To The Point for this week, the weekend in the 4th of November 2022. It's an open line edition this morning, which means you have the listeners, viewers of you have the option of calling in, sharing your views and concerns. Let's go right back to the phone line. Caller, good morning to you and welcome.
Yes, good morning and thank you. I am asking the question, do you know why those lovely booths that were established in Grandance for vendors, why they remain closed and are deteriorating? Did that cost the government any money, then the government of the day any money to build that we're just looking at going to waste? I don't know if you know those lovely booths.
Yes, I know where they are in that area there.
And told that they were for vendors. Yes. So, do you know why they're abandoned and people are now selling by the road also in Grandance?
Well, I understand folks wasn't too happy with the area. I may be subject to correction here. I have heard, I asked once or twice why people are not using the area in terms of where the booths are. Because it used to be where the food, especially for folks who sell food, you understand. And I know those folks wasn't using it at all. And some of the booths are closed, but I don't know specifically the reason why the booths are not used. I'm not sure. Maybe you could tell me.
No, I don't know, but I'm just saying, sometimes when we see problems, we must look for solutions. Right. And in my mind, I'm just envisioning going to that area to purchase fruits and vegetables with a little steel band or a little man, if somebody can pay a little man with a mouth organ, put a little entertainment in, make it more pleasurable to purchase fruits and vegetables. That's all I'm saying,
Good idea, caller.
Yes. All right. Thanks.
Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435-2041. We're taking your calls this morning. You may have an idea, as the previous caller alluded to, and maybe it could make a difference. You may have an idea in terms of that could help. Maybe someone in authority not thinking about that, and you could say, if they do this or do that, it could ease the problems of sidewalk vending, especially within the tongue of St. George. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome. Good morning to you, caller, welcome.
Hello, morning, and how are you today, sir?
Doing pretty good. What about you?
Yeah, well, we're doing transformation, and we've been doing a lot of funny things. I tell them I could help fix and ideas. We need to give them ideas. Just what that lady said. About 10 years ago, I speak to a government minister, I cannot do the billing, but I can do the technical in engineering and advising. I wanted to build a place, the government to build a place right where Andal supermarket is right there, with a platform from by the sidewalk, go right back, going back to meet half of the building, and then you put in another place there with a stair and everything, because that is where the transformation, where the bus is going to pick up the people.
Right.
And I saw that in a country away. And a big step and a lot of stuff, ice cream, you could get ice cream, you could get coffee, you could get a snack, you got a thing. And on that platform, exactly what the lady is saying they're doing there. Any group could just come and stand up there, put on a box, perform, whatever they get, they move. In the next 2 minutes, you see a clown come doing something. It's entertaining, and it's a recreation for the people to settle, and then they pick up the bus like we had the first Esplanade before. It's like that.
Right.
And we need to do a lot of changes. What the lady said is like, for instance, the old drill yard. Take that drill yard and make it a marketplace, but maybe they might find it too close to marketing, Bodie or Kill marketing. That's a dumb thing. They talk about the sidewalk.
But there's also a saying that, you know, there's always a saying that business will spin off to another business, huh?
Yeah, I saw it in France, that like in front of the supermarket when you come out there, there's not this low umbrella, 2 tall umbrella and one on each side, and a table and 2 chairs with some money on the rest. They sit here, but not this kind of selling thing. So all business, I saw that in France. They have an umbrella and a chair for you to rest, or if it's a bar that is there, you can just go in and get something. But if all on the street, they're doing it. Sometimes the cars had to wait for somebody to pull in the chair because they're sitting right, making all these things nice and road for
Understandable, caller. Understand you so much.
We have to develop the tourist industry in the city.
You know, caller, I understand what you're saying, and I think you're making some great points. But sometimes I do have a problem with us trying to do things that we see in other countries, and I always think we could come up with our own ideas that will be unique to us as a country. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, but
it's not always what we see, because you know, all other societies have their different ways of dealing with things, so we may not be able to do the same way.
Listen to me. We born with no idea. We born with brain. All ideas we get is from other people, and we build on it. So I am taking a model of that, something from that, and modify it with my Grenadian standard, local standard, and make it work. How come all these politicians is going over there and seeing all these things and Grenada can't develop? We may not be able to have a big one of them, but a small one. Same thing with the factories. They're going over there, they're meeting the people with the money, they know the people that are building the factory, they know the parts making, but you cannot come back here and say, set up a smaller one for me. Now that is the help I want.
Thank you, caller.
I want paving machine to pave my roads. This road is costing this nation. If I had my will, I'd have put a general strike and no transportation just to get this road. But we need paving machine. I live in country. When you pass into going up from work out the day, you see that the people are preparing the road, and when you pass in the morning, a half mile, 2 miles of road is paved. When they telling me in this kind of time in Grenada, I want to go forward.
Caller, thank you so much. Great contribution, man. Thank you so much. You know, I understand where the caller is coming from. I'm in agreement in terms of what he's saying. You know, but I always think we should come up with our own ideas. And folks may not like to hear it, but some always come to say that I've seen something done somewhere else, and I want to do it because I see it done somewhere else. But I always think there are folks in this country who may have great ideas. I may not be saying anything, you know, but we can come up with our own ideas that will be unique to us as Grenadians. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome. Good morning to you, caller, welcome. Good morning, caller. I can hear you breathing in the background. Good morning. Well, I guess that caller did not wish to be part of the program this morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's a number you can use to be part of To The Point for today. It's an open line edition here. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome. Good morning, caller. Caller, good morning. Caller, good morning.
The phone.
Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning to you, caller. How are you? Good morning, caller. How are you? I guess something is wrong with that caller's phone this morning. Or is it my part of my bad? I don't think it's my bad. So 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, it wasn't me that was in it. You were trying to accommodate a while ago, so I replaced.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead, caller.
Okay. Anyway, I think a lot of the issues that is surfacing have to do with from the past, bad management, bad planning, lack of involvement of people who are affected, like for instance that facility in Grandland. Also was facility in Carriacou, I think, with the jetty or with the harbour, and also the mini stadium. Everything that has been done, a lot of things that have been done over the years, have been done without the input of the people who most have to use it. It also reflects the fallout of the impoverishment of our country. We have seen what happened after the collapse of the banana industry, where people migrated to the south of the island, mainly the south, and trying to make a living, a hustle living. Also, we have seen since 1984 the ghettoization of Grenada, and after that we saw the Itafoodization of Grenada. So it's a kind of chaos and the jump up and wave kind of thing, so chaotic. And I could only see we're going to places like Haiti and Somalia and so on, where over time.
You thinking that for a caller?
No, I'm telling you the same thing. If we follow the same route, I know people normally, when they think about Haiti, they normally think Haiti about voodoo, but voodoo is not an issue in Haiti. It's the policies, the invasion of Haiti by the Americans from 1888 and the other times they went in there, and ensuring that Haiti never rise. And we have the same thing. Just imagine a country that we boast over the years, I could produce anything you put under the ground would grow. We had to. Most of what we eat we import. Something is wrong. The other thing about it, some of the things that people are calling for, need people with creativity. We have put people in the bureaucracy, in the policy affair over the years who have no clue. And those people who have, like one of the gentleman who called, I think maybe the last one, who have ideas are shut out. Already ridiculed. Yeah. But a lot of time, ordinary people who have lived enough here and have paid attention, have good ideas of what happened. They may not have had certification, but they can give good ideas and they can contribute. But we don't respect them. We take the people with the certification, who most of the time have no commitment for Grenada and a lot of times sell out. So that's the problem, and I would think going forward. It's the same thing with community center. Why are we not using community center to the maximum? Part of the reason, how they was built, when they was built, who was involved, a lot of these things are white elephant. So we need to look at the stadium. I mean, they're fighting to really get clients and so on. I mean, should we have built two stadiums in the first instance? I'm not saying that we shouldn't. Couldn't we do things by phases? I mean, we like to have big things, and because of the psychology of not being worthy enough. So if we have big things, it makes us feel good. You know, as my mother used to say, never see, come see. It's like we have a problem. We have to sit down. And also, I mean, while some of the issues that people raise are great, I think we need to tone down sometimes how we do things, because sometimes we might be achieving the opposite. I mean, I was in that mode myself in the past.
Okay, caller, take another 10 seconds and wrap for me, please.
We need to really engage each other, to really challenge one another, but we need to do it in a way that we will encourage more dialogue and interaction. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution this morning. We due for a break. Let's take it. We're coming back with another segment. Stay with us here on To The Point for Today, Friday.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery's doing for us. When you play Pick 3 Cash Flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money.
Let's mingle and jingle.
You mean jingle and mingle, right?
Does it really matter? Mingle and Jingle, the mid-morning program that will drive the Christmas season. Weekdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Classic Radio, GBN Television, and all GBN social media platforms.
It's where the deals of the season are, where the Christmas music is played, holiday traditions are relived, and where all the fun is.
Mingle and Jingle.
Or Jingle and Mingle. Mid-mornings from November 14th to December 23rd only on the GBN network.
Made possible by
Flow,
Westerhold Rums,
Hard On Plus,
Duty Free Caribbean Holdings,
Ace Hardware,
Gittins Healthcare, and
Grenville Credit Union.
Feel good tax. Remember, if you have flu symptoms, do the right thing and stay at home to avoid giving it to others. Remember, you can be infectious up to a week after developing symptoms, so rest up and take it easy.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers this morning to The Point for today, Friday. Just a little caution going out here. Please I want to urge you to the public, especially the motoring public. There's the primary school in St. Paul's. They're having their annual cross country that is on today. So the youngsters will be on the Nation's Road. So please, drivers, when you drive along, just pay a little bit due care and attention to the youngsters as they move along, please. All right? So take a note of that. And also, let me grab a couple of the comments. I will try before I take the next phone call. Caller, just give me a few minutes. I will detain you shortly. Let's grab some of the comments via the WhatsApp and also the Facebook page. And one individual here is saying via the WhatsApp that, we had 2 individuals who may have won their seats in the tongue of St. George, and they're saying that the 2 people running the tongue, nothing has been done about the congestion in tongue, and that is so terrible. Saying nothing has been done with individuals who may have won their seats in the tongue far and have never done anything before. And they're saying, this is another individual saying that the market is accessible and to be used by vendors, but what they're hearing is that they don't get the people to come in because of their behavior of what is going on there, something of the sort. I'm trying to kind of break up the statement. Sometimes it's not written that fluent enough to read it as straight out like that. Someone is saying, I don't think that is actually possible, but someone is saying maybe the government should use downstairs of Andel Supermarket for the sidewalk vendors. I'm not sure if that might be possible. Yeah, I think that building there may be privately owned now, so it may not be possible for that to happen. Let's go back to the phone line and entertain a caller. Caller, good morning, welcome. I know you've been there for a bit. Good morning to you, caller, welcome. Good morning, caller. Guess that caller has decided to hang up. 435-2041, 435. While we await another caller, let me see how quickly I can grab some of the other comments, especially via the let's go to the Facebook page this morning. And we have Jay Shermer is saying that there needs to be changes going forward with what I have witnessed with my own eyes is that there's little or no respect for persons with disabilities. Think about the infrastructure of our island. How many places have access for someone with a wheelchair? Let's expand on that a wee bit. It's a bit lengthy to read right now, but so let me take a phone call. Calling, good morning, welcome.
Morning, JT, and how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. What about you?
They're hanging in there in the name of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give a little comment about the pavement because I usually walk on the pavement. I go to town maybe 3 times for the week, and I cannot walk on the pavement at all. No time. There's a street coming down by Foodland there and the Grenada Pharmacist. You cannot walk with the vehicles parking there. The sellers selling there, the big umbrella. You have to walk in the street where the vehicles are coming. Both sides are occupied.
All right.
The other side coming and talking about by the farm and garden.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot walk down there at all because the umbrella is so big. You actually have to walk in the gutter and the drain. And they have the whole pavement. The umbrella going down to your eyes and the officer say, Lord, please help me. Sorry, miss, and they have the whole pavement. This is really, really bad in the side of Grenada. Now people walk in the street and they have to walk in the street where the vehicles are. You cannot walk with them because there is a place for cars and the pavement is for walkers. I thought the pavement was for people to walk, but no, it's for people that are selling. We don't have a walkway. Please help us to get the walkway. And now the pavement need a real repair because it's full of water. When you walk in there, your whole foot is water. You don't know where to walk. The tongue is real corrupt and corrupted and it's just tie up.
Right.
And there is no place for walkers. So let's get some place for people to walk and people to sell.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435-2041. And it seems to be the topic that is in deep discussion this morning. Sidewalk vending, the hazard it's causing for individuals, especially with disabilities. Even folks who may not have any particular disability, is uncomfortable for them to even to use the sidewalks for the purpose that it's been made for walking. All right? Let's go back to the phone line. Take another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
Yes, Mr. Tennyson, good morning. I want to really join with those who are talking about the sidewalk. Honestly, there's no place to walk in town. And we have to compete with the vehicles. Okay. But my substantive talk will be this morning about what I heard from people who interviewed on programs like this. When they talk about, they said non-communicable diseases like a pandemic in Guinea. And we're only looking at a surface. But as I said before, we have had a group of people from another country that has been on an agricultural mission to Guinea. And we anticipate and we supposing, they're coming to help us to develop our agriculture. But we don't know. The way the people treat their own people in their own country should tell us something. Why would you want to come to our agriculture and we're not even thinking to check and see what they're doing, what they're bringing, what seedlings, what plants are we giving our farmers to plant, what have they done with it? I remember asking a question on a program to Beyond the Headlines some years ago, and I asked the person, what is it that this 133 square mile island has that you so vast a nation with billions of people coming here to do our agriculture, to feed us? Nobody's taking care. We don't know what they're doing. Now the repercussion is we are falling down with disease. Do we know it is coming from the food that they have generated, the plants, the seeds, whatever they have given us? Do we know if this is what we are reaping now? Because we have, where they have gone to other countries, is a form of colonization. And there are a lot of countries that are anti-American and anti-British and Jewish. They want locations that would give them strategic points to lash when they're ready to fight for the war. And so they want to get rid of us black people in the region. They come in and they give you $500,000, and they will lie down and let them walk all over you because they give you money.
Take another 10 seconds, caller. Take another 10 seconds and wrap.
Culture minister, the health minister, we got to start examining what these people have done over the years with our food, that our children and our people now are going down with non-communicable disease.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435. Let's take some comments via the Facebook's comment section this morning. It shouldn't be hard. This is what Alista is saying here. It shouldn't be hard to move the vendors to the market square and leave the sidewalks to what it's made for. People have been clamoring for a second floor in the market for years. They ignore the call. They need the space, and it's no longer available. I really don't know what the country is coming to. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, most of the sidewalk vendors, they can't blame them because the people that put in them they sell have stalled in the market. But we're too greedy. You understand? So it's not really vendors and sidewalk to blame. The people in the market have stalled in the market. They have their things in, but they want to get too much, so they put that stuff set aside.
So folks have in the market and also have a side, also have something on the sidewalk selling also.
Outside.
All right.
You understand?
All right. Thank you, Kola.
You're talking about the artificial manure now. When farmers used to raise animals, you didn't have to all this complaint. You follow?
All right.
They can avoid our own manure and using artificial things. Then they buy blue and fake now. It's hard. When a child grew up in the Bible or fake, you see the gel from it, you break it in two, it's that gel coming out of it. Not again.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much. All right, 435-2041, 435-2041. It's an open line edition of To The Point for today. And we taking your calls. You can certainly call and share your views and concerns. We also have the option of sharing your comments via the comment section of the Facebook. And you can also send me a message via the WhatsApp also. Same number, 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, Gigi.
Good morning, sir.
I want to add my voice to the number of callers who've spoken so far this morning, talking about the sidewalks and the problems with walking in St. George's, because I am a St. Andrews man, but we also have the same problem up here. And I don't know. What I think going forward, though, this new administration has at its forefront transformation. So I would hope I would be looking closely to see that aspect is changed. And the other thing is that I want to speak of is something that another call also spoke of, and that Paradise Bridge. Because I myself, like I said, I'm a St. Andrews man. Some time ago, about a month ago, I took a walk, go across the bridge, the very bridge she spoke about, the Grand Baford Bridge, which and people are like say don't give blame, but when they had the intercall at Progress Park, the then government spent thousands of dollars on that Ford Granby Bridge to wash down the river. Like they say, that's where your tax money goes, down the river. And nothing really substantial was done. So that Ford Bridge needs to be built. And also, because I also examined that Paradise Bridge, and even along the road from Paradise Bridge coming down to Grenville, and that piece of road there, because the river runs close by, is a disaster waiting to happen. And I would hope going forward that aspect of our roadway is done properly. Have a good day.
Thank you, Gola. Thank you so much. You know, I've been hearing lots of callers calling and complaining about the sidewalk issue. I'm still, besides one other caller made a mention of something that could be done, I'm still not hearing much callers calling in and giving solutions, what they think can be done to really, alleviate the problem that we are having with the sidewalk issue here in Grenada. Maybe we could hear one or two individuals call, offer some solutions that you may not associate on a political level, but you can give a solution. And maybe someone in authority may just listen to what you say this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome. Good morning to you, caller. I guess that caller has dropped out there for some reason or the other. As I was saying, maybe we could get some solutions this morning. Probably you may have an idea that could just fix this problem in the simplest way of saying it, and by you just saying that, being a Grenadian and you've seen what is happening, you say, if we do this or if we do that, that problem could be solved just like that. I'm just saying it in the simplest of terms. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Listen, Grenada is a capitalist country, and one of the big problems is that we import too much of carrots, cabbages, beets, okra. Yeah, we import all the vegetables that can be grown here in Grenada. Right?
Yes.
Now, the people that are vending, most of them are telling about what is grown here in Grenada. Right? So we had to transform the importation, the transformation agenda of all these foreign products that can be grown here, cabbage, lettuce, everything that can be grown here that you could go in the supermarket and you see all kind of thing imported, the same thing imported from overseas, right? You have to, right? The first thing, right now Grenada is facing a famine and their food can't come in from overseas. We don't know farmers in Grenada, we have nothing ready planted. There's always a shortage of things that can be grown here. You have to take the Imanis, right? have thousands of money as farmers, right? Not only that, right? Even the young men that are 18 years old in our country, each person should get a plot of land, a small plot of maybe 2,000-3,000 square feet of land to build a house, a little shack on, and cultivate, right? Listen to me? So we are not talking about feeding ourselves and looking out for the vendors. When you have to get the people, right, to go to the market, the people that want to buy the provision, to go to the market, because they can't get it in the supermarket. They could get apple, they could get the foreign pear, they could get the foreign grape. But you're not supposed to go and get carrots and cabbage and things in the market, in the supermarket, even sweet potatoes, right, and so on, and green bananas, right? Let the people know that they have to go in the market square to get those things, right?
All right, Gola, thank you. Thank you so much.
So that is what has to happen. You have to stop. Yeah? Seriously, but it's about the revenue. It's about the revenue coming in on the port. Capitalism. Yeah? That has to stop.
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning, Gola. Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435-2041. It's to the point, and it's an open line edition today. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you.
We could solve the little problem in the market, with the vending on the street. There are people that have spaces in the market and they're still on the street. So if you try to get back these people and them to occupy this space in the market, you won't have this heavy load on the sidewalk. So something has to be done.
Do you think there may be resistance from these individuals?
Well, if you're in charge of a country, you're supposed to have rules. Because you have certain place, you have dress code, and if you go without your arms covered, even in the jail, you can't go in. So if you controlling the country and you have to try to set standard and help your people, you can allow your people to doing what they want and what they like, and affecting many people who look this morning. So you could see people hurting. So I ask this government to look into that.
All right. Thank you, Gola. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I always make the statement that things in this country has been allowed to deteriorate to the lowest level before it's ever been trying to be fixed. Before you ever try to fix it, it has to deteriorate to the lowest level, and I think that's where loads of the problems that we experience now are coming from. Let's go back to the phone line and say good morning. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, listen, the gentleman who spoke about the local...
Caller, take it 30 seconds because you've been on already.
The cabbages and the carrots in the market. They are not all local, because I have seen vendors in the markets and on the sidewalk selling foreign carrots. So it's not local. Okay. Some of them importing it, beet coming from Trinidad, beet coming from St. Vincent. I don't know where they're getting the carrots and so forth. But it's not only in the supermarket to get foreign things, you get it on the street.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435-2041. Just around 10 minutes or so left on the program this morning. And let's just take your calls. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
I heard two persons speaking about the bridge, but like this bridge is like a kind of a ring my rule, because the Prime Minister speak about value for money, and you have a bridge done in the Pulse area leading to the airport, and that bridge is a sort of a Green Hat, kind of a not Green Hat, Kabukali, would have had as Green Hat. And, right about now, where you see the rain falling, like you actually have to stop your vehicle to kind of, in a way, to kind of go across, but you can't really drive because it's skating off from the three pieces. They put three pieces of wood with the vehicle kind of passing on, about 2x8, three pieces in that and inside, and you're moving along, and you have time if you're driving like let's say about 20
miles per hour.
20 miles, you're skating off. So like you have to know the bridge for around this time, for it to kind of really almost stop your vehicles to get across. And with the rainfall, I see in certain areas where you kind of are rotting already. And this bridge, I think maybe just done maybe about 3 to 4 years ago. So I think this bridge needs solid concrete bridge, because if you look at under the bridge, you have real big steel beam there, solid steel beam to hold the concrete and so on, and the side is real good, the two sides of the bridge. So I don't see why you have to put this wood and every 5 years you have to change it. So I think when the Prime Minister speaks about value for money, that is one of the hazard there. And you see, we need alternatives. So the lady was speaking about the same big bridge, but if that bridge damaged too, is another ring rule you have to make to get wrong.
Thank you.
Renville.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you for your contribution. 435-2041. 435-2041. It's To The Point for today, Friday, and it's our final edition of To The Point for this week. And when I started off, I said it's been an interesting week thus far. Lots have happened this particular week, and it's a way of kind of summarizing the week. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Caller seems to have a fixation about this bridge, and I keep asking if he's an engineer, because he's not an engineer, and let him leave the engineers to do their work.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. 435-2041. 435-2041. 6 minutes before we take a wrap for today's program, folks, here on To The Point, here on K105 and GBN TV. Back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Hi, good morning to you.
Good morning to you,
and to your followers. I share the concerns of the gentleman who called about food security. But I would say to him that don't worry, help is on the way. We don't have to worry about growing food, cutting down the importation of food. We will export so much ganja when we decriminalize it, and our balance of trade will be so healthy that it won't be a problem importing whatever we need to eat. Because it seems as though ganja exportation would be the panacea, the answer to our need for foreign exchange. That will be solved. However, I want to differ with him in terms of giving people a house and a piece of land to grow things. I think we have to put in place a proper land use policy where housing is definitely and clearly demarcated. Areas for housing, areas for agriculture should be clearly set aside. And we want, while we encourage backyard gardening, and so I won't call it farming, backyard gardening, we want to encourage the development of full-fledged farms where people can, in a pure stand, grow large quantities of a single crop and have experienced the scale, the economies of scale, so that the price can go down and they can stay in their farms and produce and have a marketing arrangement where they don't have to go and sell to the final consumer. So there must be land use policy. There must be a proper marketing arrangement in order for us to get out of where we are. But it seems as though in the short term, ganja exportation will solve that problem for us. So the Vinces will continue selling us the food, and we'll compete with them on the market for the exportation of ganja in the meantime.
Thank you, caller.
You're most welcome.
435-2041, 435. Maybe you have time to accommodate one or two more callers inside this segment before we take a wrap for today's show. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, I have an idea. Yes?
Go right ahead.
No, I hear them talking about health and sustainable development and environment. Now, I'm thinking of this follow fashion thing, right? We in Grenada now have a lot of imported vehicles many vehicles we're importing. And this, to me, is bringing more damage to our environment, because the vehicles that we bring in are not the modern vehicles like the electric vehicles. We're bringing in the old vehicles that the countries who do not want them in their place, we're bringing it here. Now, I don't think that's a good way to follow. We're not following. Because if somebody is leading me or leading you, and they walk, for example, in something in a foul or dangerous place, would you go and put your foot in that same dangerous place? Of course not. So the developed countries don't want it, but they're giving us, and we're accepting it. Now, I don't think we're supposed to do that. Yeah, so let us think on this, because this is what they're talking about now. Development and environment and sustainable, whatever they have in their mind now. This is what I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution. 445-2041. And with that call of him, maybe we can entertain maybe just one more. We have about 30 seconds or so before we wrap up today's show. Let's take a final call. Good morning to you, caller. And guess that caller didn't want to get the opportunity. And if someone calls right now, maybe I can entertain them. Or we may have to take a wrap. Let's take this caller finally. Caller, good morning. Welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
How you doing, sir?
Not bad. Go right ahead.
I just want to just have a 2 pence. Give my 2 pence. Little things, you don't have much time, but I just want to say I want Grenadians to just wise up a bit and let me try and educate ourselves a bit. Educate ourselves in all forms, walks, and aspects of life, legal or otherwise. Let us educate ourselves. Education helps, and I think if we educate ourselves to know certain things, be it traffic laws, be it litter laws, be it whatever, if we educate ourselves, I think we may make better decisions and have better conversations, and uplifting and enlightening decisions will be made with regards to helping the place to develop. Education is key, and I think a lot of us are not educated. A lot of our parents were uneducated, and they taught us, they brought us up in a particular way. Everything was blows, licks back in the days. But some of us might want to come down on our parents, but they didn't know better. Some of them didn't know better, and they just passed on to us what they were taught, which was kneel down and greater, stand up and hold this in the air and these kind of things. But we know on our own, we do it a bit different. We might be speaking to our kids, we might be holding back certain privileges they have in a form of discipline, and so we're doing different. So I think in all forms we should try and educate ourselves, and we do better. I think we will. It's just remember teamwork.
Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution this morning, and point taken. Certainly your point taken. Hey, folks, that's where we take a wrap for today's program of To The Point. And I want to thank all who have contributed for the entire week, whether it's via your phone calls, your messages via the WhatsApp or the Facebook comment section. And thank you so much for your participation. Join us again for another edition of To The Point. That'll be next week. Yes, next Monday. And on a Monday, myself and Mr. Silver McIntyre, we come in every Monday and we share loads of information to you. So until then, I want to wish everyone a great day today, what's left of the week, and a great weekend to come. So until then, have a good one. And this is where I say goodbye for today's edition of To The Point. Goodbye.